Today I'm going to try something that I've never tried before, and it's to make homemade donuts. And yes, they're going to be sourdough donuts. I'm also going to be testing these donuts by frying them in two different oils. One is going to be avocado oil and the other one's going to be coconut oil. Both of them have a high smoking point, so they can handle really high temperatures. So I definitely want to try avocado oil because I know that there are people who have a coconut allergy. So this could be a really cool solution for those of you who want to make, homemade sourdough donuts that are not fried in really bad oil, but also not fried in coconut oil. So we'll let you know what the flavor is if it makes a difference. So this recipe again is, I believe it's pretty simple. It just takes time because we have to ferment these donuts as well. But the basic ingredients are, we have our sourdough starter, the flour, water, butter, sugar, eggs, milk, and that's it. So let's get started. To make the dough, first we start with 1/4 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1 1/4 cup of whole milk. You add it all together into a saucepan and let it melt. This recipe is not my recipe, it is by Farmhouse on Boone. She has tons and tons of amazing sourdough recipes. This butter, by the way, is probably the best butter that you'll ever try. It's in Costco. You guys can find it. Now that it's cooling down and it's fully melted, I'm going to pour it in here. And then we're adding 2 cups of flour. This way the flour is going to have the mixture cool down a little bit so that it doesn't kill the starter. So now we're just going to mix this up together. Now that it has cooled down, we're going to add the rest of the flour, 2 more cups of flour, 1 cup, 2 cups, okay, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs. That was a really terrible break. And 1 cup of your homemade starter. 1 cup of starter. So here I've been mixing it for about 10 minutes and it's starting to look a little bit more like a proper dough. Okay, so we have mixed that up without a mixer, so I mean it's my best try. It looks like it's the way that it's supposed to be. So now it's going to sit on the counter for about 5 to 6 hours to rise, and then after that it goes into the fridge overnight. And according to the recipe, it is insanely important for it to be in the fridge overnight because it slows the sourness and then it helps the flavor to develop. So see you guys in the morning. I've already taken out the dough from the fridge. Now we're going to roll it out, shape it, and put it on parchment paper, cover it with plastic wrap or a wet tea towel, and let it have a nice rise before we put them in the oil and make our yummy, delicious sourdough donuts. This up. We're supposed to use sparing bit of flour because we don't want it to be too, just enough to be able to roll it out. And nothing more. So now this is ready to be cut out into donuts. And so I'm going to be using this jar for the circle, the outside donut part. And then I'm going to do this little bottle cap to cut out the little holes in the middle, because I don't have a donut cutter, so these two will do. And see, it'll make cute little donuts, and that's what we're going to do right now. A little bit of flour. Let's cut. It is rather sticky. So it does not look perfect, but it's okay, and we're gonna roll with it. So now I'm gonna cover the donuts with parchment paper or damp tea towels or plastic wrap if you have that. And then they're gonna sit and rise on the counter for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then we get to do the fun part and put them in the oil. I'm really pumped. So now we're just going to be frying up these donuts. We're gonna use coconut oil and avocado oil. I'm gonna have 2 different pots just to test it out, just to see how it affects the flavor. And you have to fill up the pot to 2 to 3 inches with oil and let it to get so hot that like if you drop a little drizzle of water, it sizzles. And then you drop in your donuts one at a time carefully. Don't get them to be too crowded in the pot. Let them fry on one side for 2 to 3 minutes, and then flip it over, and the 2 and 3 more minutes frying there. And then we take them out and put them onto a cooling rack with parchment paper underneath, so that the drippings can drip on the parchment paper and not destroy your counter. And then we'll let those cool down for a little bit, and then we will mix together a little glaze. I'll pour over, and then should be amazing. Are you excited for the donuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's get started. Time to prepare the glaze. First you need a 1/4 cup of butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk. I used 2 at first, and then I was gonna see if I needed any more. 2 cups of powdered sugar, which basically took all of my powdered sugar in this bag. Melt it all together on the stove and let it cool down a bit before you start dipping your donuts. So there you have it. We made homemade sourdough donuts. The way that I made them, I think my oil was a little too hot, so it made them a little bit more crispy than they need to be. So let your oil slowly warm up. But they look amazing, and I'm gonna bite one. Okay. You're welcome. It's a lovely flavor. A little crunchy. Definitely a really good snack. The final results were that the avocado ones had the most neutral and delicious flavor. So if you're going for healthy oil donuts in general, the avocado oil is your best bet. The coconut oil one tasted just fine, but it did still have the essence of coconut flavor. So if you don't mind coconut, then go with coconut oil. But for anyone with coconut allergies and for people who just want neutral, delicious donuts, avocado oil is amazing to make donuts. What does that even mean? Of sweetness. Okay. You guys can try to decide which two are real. Watch. That's not a real egg.